JPMorgan CEO Jamie Dimon back at it again, making a headline again as he talks about AI and the potential for AI to do good, but also the bad, how it can affect JPMorgan as a bank, the financial industry, the banking industry. We're going to talk about that today. Welcome back to the Blockcash Podcast channel. Make sure to check out our membership options on YouTube. Be sure to join as a member. Costs a cup of coffee a month to do so. You get exclusive access to all of our videos, podcast content before anyone else, before it comes out, plus additional perks coming soon. Helps us get supported as a channel. So check it out if you want to support us. Also, check out our sponsor, Bump Social. Bump is a revolutionary social media app that is coming out this month with a focus and emphasis on users, brands, creators, advertisers, you name it, just about everybody, pretty much everybody, everybody. So that they can have a more amplified experience where they can own their data, own their monetary earnings and revenue, and to have more tools to engage with users, with communities, with followers, subscribers. It's going to be a really cool experience. Make sure to check them out. All links are in the description for the episode down below. Blockcash Podcast will also be on Bump Social, debuting episodes as well if you want to check them out there. So yeah, that's that. Let's dive into this article. I'm going to read through it top to bottom, and I'll give you my thoughts at the very end as always. So once again, the headline for this one is JPMorgan CEO says AI is the most important issue facing the U.S. largest bank, JPMorgan. Dimon wrote recently that AI could be as transformational as some of technological innovations of the past decades, thinking that like the printing press, for example, the steam engine, electricity, computing, the internet, among others. On the other hand, the consequences can be extraordinary. While we do not know the full effect of the precise rate at which AI will change our business or how it will affect society at large, we are completely convinced the consequences will be extraordinary, Dimon said. Over the past few months, AI has increasingly become a hot subject of discussion for business owners and experts, far beyond popular applications like ChatGPT. Its impact has been felt across various sectors where most companies are compelled to adapt or face the consequences of stagnation. Despite the challenge of navigating and integrating AI, Dimon said the technology is important to the company. He said JPMorgan has grown its team to include over 2,000 AI experts and data scientists since it started using AI over a decade ago. We have been actively using predictive AI and ML for years and now have used over 400 use cases in production in areas such as marketing, fraud, and risk. They are increasingly driving real business value across our businesses and functions. He also told shareholders that the bank is exploring other applications of AI, such as using Gen AI in software engineering, customer service, and operations, and boosting general employee productivity. Over time, we anticipate that our use of AI has the potential to augment virtually every job, as well as impact our workforce composition. It may reduce certain job categories or roles, but it may create others as well. So let me give you a little context on Jamie Dimon here. In the crypto world, he is an individual that has been very bitter towards it and harsh in his words, but has also turned around and created trading desks and worked with startups and has invested time and money and effort into understanding the space and trying to adopt it in some ways, and has even made more friendly comments as of lately. It just kind of depends on, I think, the situation, the mood, where on one hand, you can easily swing the sledgehammer and say, this is risky and it needs to be destroyed and it shouldn't be used. On the other hand, you can swing back this way and say, there's a lot of potential for blockchain as a technology. I think he's more like anti-crypto and pro-blockchain, like, sure, fine, whatever. But in the context of AI, obviously we know there's risks associated with AI. There's a lot of unknowns. And the only thing that really scares me is the rate of how quickly it is developing and improving. Just a year ago, I remember when ChatGPT came out. I remember when we had Midjourney for the first time. I remember when we had DALL-E for the first time. And, the image generation was pretty cool, but I mean, I was, having a hard time prompting it, and I was still getting people with like 3, 4 hands and like 6 or 7 fingers, and it made no sense. Sometimes you'd have an extra head coming out of someone's body. It wasn't perfect. But now today, it's so damn realistic. It's scary. And even for video, I have so many videos that pop up on my Instagram of other influencers and creators that are not even real, that are AIs. And you can't even tell. Like, it's really, really hard. I don't even know how the algorithms for social media can pick this stuff up at this point, or if they will be able to. Like, they ask you to like denote it as AI generated content, but I don't know. It's really interesting. And I think that there's a lot of areas where AI can be incredibly disruptive in bad ways, but it's also going to be very elevating for a lot of small business owners, creators and influencers, brands that are upstarting, in large companies that need to scale back in a recession, for example. Yes, on modern, not even modern, but traditional jobs in the workforce will probably get replaced by technology. That happens all the time. Okay, that's a normal thing as technology progresses. Look at the shoe business for horses. The shoeing business for horses used to be one of the biggest businesses out there because everyone was using horses as a form of transportation. And then the automobile came around and put the horse shoeing business pretty much out of business. But that doesn't mean that it created a disruption and then humanity is going to collapse and everything's going to be burning and on fire. And who knows, we're going to live in a dystopian world because of AI. It just, we translate into a new age. Going from horses to automobiles is a pretty good example. Same thing from the candle to the light bulb. All these things, even though traditional jobs get replaced, new jobs get formed. Now, what some of those jobs around AI will look like will really depend. But if you're a copywriter, for example, like a really good one, maybe you'll use AI to create better copywriting because AI is going to be able to create some good stuff, but it's going to need to be proofread. It's going to need to be corrected. It's going to need correct input and prompting. And it's going to need a lot of direction. If you're a professional copywriter, you're going to want to send maybe a blog post you're writing a certain direction, right? A narrative, a story, a explanation of something. AI, will be able to fill in the body of it so that you can actually do more work and get more done. But at the end of the day, it's still going to need a human element to correct the little things in between. I don't think AI is ever going to be perfect because AI is not human. And that's where I think humans will be fine. These technologies aren't going to replace us. It's just going to allow us to do things that are a bit more meaningful in terms of work. More people will be able to have their own brands. More people will be able to create their own products or businesses if they want to. More people will be able to live in different realities. Maybe the people want to play in the gaming world and make money there. Maybe people want to be in the metaverse and do something. There's new opportunities in a digital age. So we have to stop thinking like we're in the 70s, 80s, 90s and start realizing that we're in a digital era that's going to continuously and progressively continue to evolve. So those are my thoughts on it. I don't think AI is necessarily the most scary thing in the world. I think Hollywood has overhyped the idea of AI and made it out to be this, dangerous, scary thing like Skynet. But the reality is that's one scenario. There's a lot of positive scenarios too. Like look at Interstellar. AI was one of those helpful companions as they were going through a black hole and trying to look for a new place for humanity and trying to get in contact with these beings. And they were out there in the universe. It was incredibly helpful for them on that mission, on that voyage. And I think AI will most likely go that direction. I don't think it's something that's going to take advantage of us because I think AI innately will need humans. I don't think AI will be able to effectively manage AI. I just think that would be a disaster. But I think there's always going to be a place for humans. I think it's going to be a mutually beneficial cooperation over time. I'm not overly worried about it. That we're getting really out there, but dialing back in, will it create disruptions in the financial world? Sure, of course it will. In the short term, there will be disruptions that'll be noticeable, that'll cause problems, issues, but in the long term, things will be fine. We'll adapt, we'll evolve, we'll have new opportunities, new jobs, new institutions. Like I'm not, overly concerned about how this affects JPMorgan, but I am, interested in how it can revolutionize banking, maybe how we can connect it to DeFi, right? To more virtual banks, to instantaneous transactions, to proof of ledger, to being able to verify payments and recipients, senders, to make sure that money's going to the right places, make sure numbers are correct, make sure everybody gets paid, make sure that there's no hidden fees. Like possibilities are endless. So we just have to see where it goes, honestly. But thought that was relevant to cover for today. And yeah, so that'll wrap it up for this episode. Make sure to put your thoughts in the comment section down below. I want to hear from you guys, what you guys think about the future of AI, not in just finance, but in the world in general. In the direction we're going is moving very fast, very rapidly. So tell me what you think and some cool AI innovations that maybe you've come across. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you have already. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.